How's it going, everyone? Liam Catterson here as we react to episode number 5 of season 1 for Angel. This is titled RMW/AVU. It's gibberish. No, this is episode 5. I'm really looking forward to this episode. Last episode was a bit weaker, admittedly, but this whole Angel experience thus far has been absolutely joyful. I'm really enjoying what we're getting in terms of not just Angel, more Angel and Cordelia, but also Doyle as well. So it's been an absolute blast so far. This is episode number 5 of Angel. Looking forward to checking this one out. Let's go.
In here today. Well, if he had, don't you think that would be...
Oh, Cordy, you need to sleep somewhere. Like, you need to sleep up. You do not deserve this, honey. Oh.
Hello, Doyle.
Oof.
A demon of focus. I could see that. I have your money right over here.
Doyle.
You're not stupid enough to have a gun in there, right?
Me? No way, man. Look.
He can still attack you with that, though. You're not Doyle.
I'm just gonna have to stay here until I find a decent place, however long that takes. And when I do, you're completely invited over. Hey, you can just dump my stuff on your couch or let me have the bed. Whatever you feel good about. Also, my suitcase is still out in the hall. You're shining
Jesus
from here,
Christ!
Right? You have moose.
Angel's just getting whoosh.
Of course you do.
Poor Angel.
Brooding vampire guy has to swoop in, all sensitive mouth and overhanging forehead. How about leaving some scraps for the homely-looking fellas who don't turn evil when they get some?
No,
Cordelia stayed
Angel.
over because something's wrong with her place. I was on the sofa.
Oh,
Take it
that's
back.
okay, I suppose.
Angel, at some point in recent history, you got peanut butter on the bed. And it's gross. I think you're gonna...
There's a big guy here to see you. I'll tell him you'll be right up.
Okay, that's great.
So intrigued that we're going to find out a lot more about Doyle in this episode, it seems.
You know, it's not nice to trick people. You gonna tell me what's going on?
You're cornered, buddy.
For if it started curling up all over.
I'll be there in a minute.
Okay.
Find her an apartment, and I'll deal with your demon.
It's the first rule of the great leader. You can come to meetings if you want. Every morning at 5.
Okay.
Bolt!
That's just a touch too early for me.
Oh, don't be up. The chanting starts at 4.
Nope.
You're a single gal, gonna be living here alone?
Oh,
'Cause I'm right
no.
across the hall, and you.
Yeah, she'll take it.
I'll fill out the rental forms.
First thing, I hire someone to take out that wall.
I thought you said it was
Jesus
perfect.
Christ.
Yes, and part of it being perfect is there being one tiny flaw for me to fix.
Ah, must be why you find me so fascinating.
Oh my gosh,
He's
I
tried,
love my
he's tried.
apartment.
It's creepy. I was gonna say, was this linked to, like, his demon shenanigans?
My name's Angel. What's yours?
Screw you.
Nice name.
My name's Angel. What's yours? It's a good offer. You should take it. On the other hand, you're making me want to fight some more. You get lucky, you might last 10 minutes.
Play Angel
Really
around.
lucky, and you're unconscious for the last 5.
You get Doyle to pay, and he's safe.
Sunnydale, you're not scaring me, you know? You're not scaring me.
I mean, if the bed's levitating, I would be a bit spooked right now. Is it still levitating or... Oh, Cordy. Ow! Oh my god! That is messed up. Oh.
Knock at that wall and that's about it. Hey, thanks for the cactus.
Can't believe you can afford this.
Ooh. Price was to die for.
I bet you two want lunch. There's a place down the street.
Here's.
Maybe it's not done yet. Maybe it's diet. That's finally
it's a Simpsons reference.
Sure. I'm not giving it up. It's perfect and beautiful. It's so me. I need it.
You don't need this. It's just a place. You're more than that.
How?
There's better places than this, CORDI.
We could cleanse it. We could try. Can't we? Put the ghost to rest?
For how I was. For everything that I said in high school, just because I could get away with it. And then it all ended and I had to pay.
Oh, wow.
But this
it's all
apartment,
part of growing
I can be me again. Punishment over. Welcome back to your life. Like I couldn't be that awful if I get to have
just
a
wants
place
to
like
feel
that.
victorious.
It's just like
I
you.
do feel so bad for her.
Working for redemption.
I meant because you used to have that mansion.
Hey, I found something. Ladies.
Little lady ghost. How come Patrick Swayze's never dead when you need him?
Oof. Oh no.
You got my call.
Oh! Oh!
The death was suspicious. The ME called it a heart attack, but it seems like there were problems with the son. He was Dennis Pearson. He lived with her. They argued a lot.
What about?
A girl. His fiance. Mom didn't like her.
Oh, so
And Dennis
she
skips town with her the day that Mom drops dead. What
she
a
hasn't
coincidence.
found rest and is pinning this on CORDI.
Unavenged murder.
Sounds like.
There.
Everyone would be glad if you were dead.
No.
Aw, come on. If anyone really cared about you, would you be here?
Oh my
People
god.
let you end up here because they were happy to see you fail.
This is really, really. CORDI. Where's Angel?
Hey, Cordelia now. Cordy, get up! Uche, wary, tatum, luchum. Kipiat, laura, sum, recreatum.
Come on, CORDI.
Sum, regnum. Cordelia, stand in the circle and strike it in center.
So weird to see Angel performing a spell.
You know what it means. The ghost is in contact with you. She's giving you that.
They don't care about you. They want you to fail. They know you're a target of the world.
No.
This isn't gonna work. And it's getting dodgy in here.
You have to keep believing.
This isn't safe now.
Oh, what the
Nobody's going anywhere.
You guys!
Knives!
Hey, it kind of takes care of these assholes. CORDI!
I'm not a sniveling, whiny little cry, Buffy. I'm the nastiest girl in Sunnydale history. I take crap from no one.
CORDI!
Well, get ready to haul your wrinkly, translucent ass out of this place, because, lady, the bitch is back.
Cordelia Chase! She is a queen!
I think you're gonna pack your little ghost bags and get the hell out of my house!
The only person who doesn't take any shit! I love her. There is a reason why she won. Well. Oh my god, this is.
I can't breathe. Please, let me out.
This bitch is crazy.
I promise. Mom, please.
Shouldn't have killed your son for being overprotective.
I knew I didn't
I will. Just give me time. The past, don't let go, does she?
She never does.
It can never be changed.
God. Dennis, when I'm on the phone, that's quiet time.
Kind of wholesome.
Thanks. Sorry, so where were we? Tell me who's wearing what in Sunnydale. No. Well, she never did have any taste. She's so nasty.
That's kind of wholesome though, with the fact that Dennis is like still living there, and not just that though, but he's basically roommates with Cordy. Like Cordy's like him and Cordy have a. I think it's a wholesome it's a like not on the levels of okay we ship it, but it's wholesome how Dennis, who has been absolutely seething at what his mother did to him for like all these years. He's found some peace with Cordy, and he's like, you know what, Cordy, you're my best friend now, basically. It's kind of cute, but I am happy for Cordelia because the girl deserved a break after seeing the despair and the terrible conditions she had to put up with in her old hotel. But damn, that was a really killer story, like, pun not intended. But it was really, really something. Woof. You know what? I just loved that episode so much. Like, it's probably my favourite of the 5 so far. It was just well done. Like, and I really loved the focus on Doyle and Cordelia in this episode. Whilst Angel took a bit of a backseat, he was still a very, very prominent member, and it didn't feel like, okay, well, I'm going to take a bit of a break and I'll let Cordelia and Doyle basically do the storytelling in this episode. He still played a huge importance, but the main juice in this story was on Cordelia, as well as going into a bit of Doyle as well. Like, it seems like we're going to be exploring his character so much, and that's really, really great stuff, because I feel like there's a lot of potential for Doyle, since this episode kind of opened up a can of worms as well, on top of the other things that's currently going on with his clairvoyancy and the fact that he's partly demon. So yeah, I'm really loving the fact that we're slowly but surely we're like kind of opening the book in terms of Doyle. So I'm really looking forward to finding out more about his character and his past as well, because there's that feeling of regret with that talk at Angel near the end of the episode, as well as his debt issues that was a prominent focus in this episode. So yeah, I like the fact that they did handle 2 kind of adversaries in this episode. One was that ghost, and the other was the people who were after Doyle, Griff, I believe he was called. Yeah, I really loved the focus on how both problems were solved, with the ghost going ham on Griff and his guys, and Dennis being let out. I love the fact that Cordy had a vibe about that wall, and there was every reason to. And it's so funny because she said, "I don't like that wall," but the person, I guess, that was behind that wall, she can kind of get behind. Of course, you don't want to have some skeletal remains there, but I gotta say I liked that twist there, because it was building up to thinking that that the ghost died because of her son, but in a twist, it was her who it was her who actually killed him, because she was being super overprotective. He found love, and she wasn't having any of it. So I think she's called Maud, yeah? So rather than the son killing Maud because of her overprotection, and this being about... it was about resolution. It was for Dennis at the end of the day. But there was no resolution for Maud. She kept going on. She kept feeling control, like she controlled her son, like she literally did. She controlled everything, even to the point that he horrifically died. And that's the thing. She was completely corrupt, because that is a very, very brutal way to go. And this is your own child as well. This is your own flesh and blood. And you're going to kill him so you can stop him from getting with the person that he loves. It's really, really crude. So our reign of tyranny continues, and anyone who lives in the house, which is kind of like every woman, I guess. It's kind of a reflection of why he was so why she was so jumpy about Dennis getting with that girl. Everyone who gets in that house, she does control them to the point of suicide, as everyone who's lived there ended up killing themselves, and Cordy nearly did. But I gotta say, Cordy standing up against Maud in this episode was absolutely beautiful. I love Cordelia so much. Like, oh my god, that was really... I gotta say, this episode, like, I already do like Cordelia, and I think she's developed quite a bit. And I remember when I first was like, Cordelia, go away. And I ended up liking her. But I think this episode really solidified how much I love Cordelia, with the fact that she is having a lot of regret from her actions at Sunnydale, about how she was a bit of a bitch, and she wants that, and she feels like she's being punished, and she wants that control again. She wants life to go in the right direction. And I thought that was a really, really beautiful scene. It was really heartbreaking. And yeah, like I said, that scene where she just stood up to Maud, that was really, really good. And it works so well, because whereas everyone else who's lived in that house and have committed suicide, they don't have as much as of, like, I guess, if you want to call it this, bad blood as Cordelia does. Like, this is like she's a bad bitch at the end of the day. So I doubt anyone is as, I guess, hostile, because she's not really hostile, but she is. Like, you don't want to piss off Cordelia, and that was her mistake at the end of the day. She pissed off Cordelia, and Cordelia snapped. I loved that so much. And Maud deserved that, and she deserved what she got with Dennis. It would have been like, what, 5 decades of waiting for vengeance, if this is like the 90s. She died in the 40s. So yeah, this is 5 decades of waiting to get that vengeance. So yeah, but I gotta say, it was a really, really good focus to have this ghost haunt Cordelia and basically become quite a nuisance. Like I said, the twist was really, really good, and how it affected Cordelia was very, very heartbreaking, especially with the fact that she was on breaking point anyways before this episode, before she even found this apartment, because the apartment she previously lived in, she was at breaking point, because and you can't blame her. I was like, Cordelia, you need to get yourself out of there. Like, I'd even say living on the street is a more acceptable option than the condition her apartment was at. And when Maud was trying to drive her to suicide, that was, you saw the distress that when everything went into chaos in the house, you saw the distress Cordelia was at. So I really loved I really loved exploring Cordelia. Like, I felt like this episode, we delved right into Cordelia's, like, the structure of Cordelia. We delved into her weaknesses, her guilt, and everything. It was really, really a good episode to focus on her characterization. So I really loved focusing on Cordelia in this episode. Yeah, it was just really, really good stuff. Like I said, Doyle's side of the story had a bit of prominence as well, so I liked that balance on Doyle and Cordelia. Cordelia having a lot more focus, I feel, but but it seems like we are getting a bit of juice with Doyle's story, which is going to further expand upon. If anything, this is like kind of closure for Cordelia, who's been living life in a bit of a rut. Like this is what this episode was all about, with Cordelia trying to find that normality again, because ever since like the ending of season 3 of Buffy, she has not been living in the best of conditions, and like I said, she's been having a lot of remorse and this feeling of defeat, and she wants to take back that control, and now she has, and she's got Dennis. We're probably not going to see more of Dennis, but I don't know, I kind of like the idea of Cordy's best friend basically being like this ghost, so I like that idea so much, and I want to see more of that exploited, but it's probably not going to happen. But it was a cute bit to end on, wasn't it? But yeah, like I said, this episode was focusing on Cordelia and getting her back on her feet. So I feel like future episodes we might focus a lot more on Doyle. So that's really, really good, because it does seem like not just exploring his past in this episode, but with the way he was talking about the way he was regretting his past, it seems like we're moments away from uncovering a bit more about that as well. So yeah, which is really, really good stuff, because like I said, he's a very, very intriguing character. And whilst we know a lot about Cordelia and Angel, of course, we've just gotten acquainted to Doyle, so he's got a lot of potential, and I'm really excited to explore that potential. But yeah, this was pretty great stuff. I really loved how this episode proceeded. It was, like I said, I think it's my favorite, with just the horrificness that went on with Maud, and like I said, exploring a lot of Cordelia's characterization. And I feel like I am at a point where I am like, where I feel like I am on the Cordelia Chase bandwagon, which is something I never thought I would have to say, but then again, I like John Murphy of The 100, back ago of My Hero Academia. This was always an inevitability. So yeah, one final note I do want to point out on as well from this episode is I feel like Angel is a completely, not to say this is a bad thing, but I feel like Angel is I wouldn't say a completely different character, but the writing behind him feels very, very fresh. It seems like there's some layers to his character. Like, I really love the humor that has been embedded into his character. Like, when they were discussing about, did you get peanut butter on my bed? I really loved that little bit as well. So yeah, and him comforting Cordy as she was having that regret about her actions. I really, really love what they're doing with Angel. Like, Angel's always been a very, very neat character, but I feel like they are improved. Like, now that he's on his own show, they have this ability to improve his character. So that's really, really awesome stuff. But this was Angel, episode 5, aka so far my favorite episode, because this was really, really well done. So I really loved how this episode went along. So brilliant stuff. I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my Media Feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care. I will see you guys next time. Toodles!